Hello and welcome to Awesome Collection, 1960s. We're looking at something different from my magazine collection, some vintage TV guides, some of the great early covers with the Andy Griffith Show, a very popular show, still seen today in reruns. There's little Opie, Ron Howard, still with us today, big time director. On this cover, there's Andy Griffith, and there's Barney Fife. Don Knotts. This one is from January of 1961, so that was in the first season. And this is May of 62, so this was towards the end of the second season. Take a look here. Not in too bad shape. It's hard to find real minty TV guides, especially very old ones. Very nice. You can see that different look to the color. There's Barney. Quick look at the back. Cigarette. Oh, and Bell Telephone. This one, different articles. Just has one picture, I believe, of Barney Don Knotts and his family. Tells about him. And in this one, one picture of Andy. Cornbill with a steel-trap mind. Both comedians. Andy Griffith had a very big selling album back then. Back then, comedy albums were a thing. And I believe his was called What It Was Football. And these early ones, he was a little bit more cornball, if you will. And then as the series went down, they cut down on a would-be accent that much, exaggeration. They're all fun. Ran from 1960 to 1968. Don Knotts left after the 64-65 season, but did come back on each season for one or two episodes as a special guest, and he won some Emmys for doing so. Very cool. Let's just take a quick flip through. So very much a time machine back in the week. Always wanted to put together a whole series of things from a week in time. The different magazines, the comics that came out that month, and I also have a couple books that go week by week on the Billboard chart. So you could know exactly what songs were in the top 100, top 40, top 10. And then Models and Toys that came out at that time. Mad magazines. All kinds of cool stuff. See what was on the Time magazine or the Life magazine. Get a real feeling of the week. Very tumultuous decade, the 1960s. Very different in the early 60s compared to the end of the decade. In every sense of the word, on what people looked like, the styles, and so forth. And it was reflected in TV shows. They tried to get Mod later on. This show was succeeded. It was a direct spin-off, was Mayberry RFD. And that went from 1968 to 1971. That had characters like Goober in it. All right, so that's a look at something different. A large collection of magazines. Perhaps I'll feature some of these from time to time. Probably put some of these extra things on Saturday or Sunday because I usually do a bonus video on that day. Andy Griffith Show. Any Andy Griffith Show fans out there? I'm one. All righty, until next time, thanks for liking and subscribing.